Welcome back. I got the area cleared out for the iron farm for the most part. The only problem is, I'm finally going to use light Matica. Downside about this is I need 432 copper grates, 300 wax bars, and, a couple of hundred or so chains. I gotta material gather all that. Like, I've got about a third of it, and I think I got all the lanterns. At least half of them. Yeah, I gotta grind before I actually do this. I was waking up after being AFK for a bit, and I got ambushed by a creeper. And just like that, we have an iron farm for the server, which is going to make me a lot of diamonds. Let's take a quick look at this in FreeCam. So as you can see, this is just copper, moss, and stone build. A lot of copper. But up top, we have 4 floating villager chambers, which are producing, if we can go peek in them real quick. Yeah, they're producing iron golems for us. We're making about 2.5 stacks of iron blocks an hour, give or take. Sometimes it's closer to 2, sometimes it's a little more than 2.5, but this is way more than enough for the server, I think. And this is kind of the style that I'm going for, moss and copper, and yeah, I think this looks really nice on this island, especially if we take a far back look. It's not going to be the only big structure in here either. My main base is going to go over here, and it's giant. It's probably going to take the entirety of this top hill somehow. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet, but we'll figure that out later. For right now, the iron farm. We still have to make this island beautiful. There's still a few things that need to be done. Like this backside needs some work. And, little subtle changes that we're going to be working on for this episode to make it look more like this area, because this is kind of what I'm going for this season, is this enchanted forest vibe. Like I said, this is just, it's beautiful. Originally, I had put these chambers here instead of the little water pathways to get the golems out of the way. But the problem is they were just slightly too close to each other and the rates were really horrible. So I had to go back and rearrange all of this. Also, this is the very first build that I tried Litematica on, and I learned something rather important. There's a very big difference between copper waxed and copper not waxed, so it really made it difficult to use Litematica for this because I screwed up when I was building it. So in the future, I'll learn from that and go forward and hopefully can use Litematica a little more. I think it's a really cool tool, but I don't know. Like, the more detailed the buildings I get, especially with this type of stuff, the harder it is to recreate by looking at a picture of what I've done. So I think Litematica is really going to help in recreating some of this. I know it helped this time, even though I couldn't use, easy placers, stuff like that for the most of it. It was still really helpful. And I'm kind of glad I learned it, or I'm starting to learn it. So let's talk about what we're going to do to this island. First off, we need to fix this whole entrance part. And I'm not going to build a bridge yet, but I do want a bridge running from there to there. Because, like I said, my main building for storage and my main base is going to be up here. I thought it'd be a nice little way to make a pathway through these two islands. I don't think I'm going to make one over to here because, we've got the shallow little part here. I really like it, so I'm going to leave it like it is. And then, of course, the river around us is whatever. I'm not too worried about it, and I don't want to change it. We'll probably put a bridge over to there somewhere, too. And probably a couple of bridges, spanning off the main island. But for today, we're going to kind of prep that area, so probably get rid of at least these two trees, probably all three. And the other thing we got to do, which I haven't done yet, is fix the collection system, because right now... Oh, I didn't put a torch down here? This is it. This is the collection system. This is not going to work. I need to put in some autocrafters and do something. Maybe make autocrafters and have it shipped out to a building somewhere out here. I don't think the backside's big enough for a building, and I do need to build this up a little bit, so it's going to take more. So we might have to use a water stream to push the items out here and maybe make a little satellite building of some kind. I don't know. I don't have anything planned for that. I mainly planned the giant big thing. Enough of that for now. I'm going to gather some material so we can start working on this island. And before we start working on the island and gathering materials for it, I do need to go and make sure that Pop-Up Shop is stocked. It should be, because there hasn't been many people on since I stocked it, but you never know. Alright, we've had a couple of sales so far. I mean, we're not doing too bad on the diamond, so I can't complain. Also, I'd just like to say, I don't know what's going on with all of the crazy buildings that we're building in the shopping district, but I'm all for it. I kind of like it. This shop here, I'm actually going, when I do the shulker boxes, this is going to be holding my shulkers, so this one's kind of cool. Shroom did that one. He's a really talented builder, even though he says he's not. Ignore the iron golem sounds. I believe that I have this worked out. It is a giant mess. I don't have it hooked up yet because I don't have the collection system hooked up, but we are going to test it right here. We're going to leave that running, and if all works well, it's going to come up a little bubble column where I'm about to make the storage collection system at, which is right here. Should be behind these two things. Did it come up? Yes. We got a bone block. I'm happy. Redstone is a pain in my butt sometimes, but I'm happy. I did it. All right, now that we know it works, we are going to build a building that is going to house all of this stuff. And I'm going to use iron golems one more time to sort the bone blocks and the iron blocks that are going to be coming through. Now, hopefully, there's no issues. They worked fine with the moss, so they should work fine for here, but we'll find out. I gotta grab all the stuff, and you won't see that. You're just gonna see a time lapse right now. You know, Litematica is nice. It helps in a lot of ways. But at the same time, it can be frustrating. Like, I've used Litematica for the first time in these two builds for this episode. And Easy Place can be wonderful, but at the same time, it can be frustrating. Mainly because sometimes I just want to change something. And you can't with Easy Place. Not only that, but if you don't have the items in your inventory, or if you run out, that's it. You can't open a chest. You've got to turn Easy Place off and then, or grab the stuff, and then, sorry, I'm concentrating and trying to talk. Yeah, and then turn Easy Place back on. Sorry. Duh. I forgot words for a second, folks. Sorry. I think once I get used to it, it will help with the issues I'm having of making more detailed builds. Because right now, like, I forgot completely some of this stuff in my inventory, so I couldn't place it. Oh, that's the wrong kind. See? Easy Places, or not Easy Place, but Litematica schematics are nice for stuff like that. But I think that it's definitely going to help out in the long run for building, at least for me. And it did make this episode a lot easier to do. The building is almost done. I'm doing the little final touches on it. And I would say that overall, I do like Litematica. I just need to learn to work with it better, I think, is what's going on. And I hope that you guys don't mind Litematica. I know some people have an issue with it, especially the Easy Place mode. And honestly, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, when you're creating as much stuff as you are on one of these, or this type of server, it really is super helpful. I mean, this building would have taken me a lot longer to do without Litematica. But give me a few seconds to finish this up, and then we'll take a look at the actual building. Alright, we do need a few of these, and let's go check out the build and set up the iron golems now that things should be working. So first, let's take a look at the build itself. When I was designing this building, I couldn't figure out what I wanted, and I was thinking that, hey, the iron golems are being, disassembled, so to speak. And what better thing to make for storage for, the iron that comes from them than something that reminds me of a mausoleum. So I searched up a lot of different mausoleums, and most of them seem to be like this squarish, rectangular-ish type place with a little entrance. Not a lot of them had the entrance in front, but I figured this works. And on the inside, it's just your basic need stuff. Yeah, I think that's fine. And we will awaken these bad boys and hopefully we can have a sorting system in here that I don't have to go through. They'll figure it out. But it does seem to be working. My horrible redstone works now that I put the filters in. I think I do need to do a little work maybe on the outside of this. And I definitely need to clean up my little mess over here. But I really think that this came out super nice. This entire island is kind of exactly what I wanted for this iron farm area. Eventually, once I get my main base built over there, we're going to put a path that leads to a road that comes to here. A bridge and a road. That's going to be a separate project. So you get off the path, you can come right over here and view the Iron Golem Sanctuary, or, you know, Chamber of Dismantlement or something. I don't know what we're going to call it. But it looks cool. I really like it, especially at night. I don't know if I want a path leading up. Maybe what I'll do in the future, in a future episode, is connect these two, or make a little dock here. Yeah, I think maybe making a little dock for this will work. But I think that, you know, overall, that's kind of it for this episode. We've done an entire island of this stuff, and we've made a giant iron farm. We made some okay redstone to sort it all and auto-craft it, and put it into, you know, a storage system of some kind. Mushroom, you are in my way. Of some kind. I think that this is where we're going to leave off. We'll hop into F4 real quick and look at this place at night. I mean, it's just an amazing island. I know I got to get rid of the beacon, and the bridge still needs to be built, and maybe a dock in front of this to make it easier. Clean up my mess, which I'll do off camera, but like, still, even with the little things, this is beautiful. It's possibly one of my favorite things that I have ever created. If you like the video, hit subscribe, hit like on the thing for me. It really helps out a lot. I do appreciate it, and you folks have a wonderful day. Adios.